Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. This week, I want to talk about texting your ex. Now, it's come to my attention that there is some very bad advice out there about getting an ex back. Now, I'm not usually one to call out other dating coaches or people who call themselves dating coaches. I just stay in my lane, do my own thing, whatever. And also by calling out other dating coaches, it shows insecurity. Just as if you're in a relationship and you're jealous of someone and you speak badly about them, it just makes you look bad. And so I'm not into talking badly or just calling other dating coaches out. However, I can't stand by and watch people lose their chance at getting their ex back by listening to bad advice. So I'm not going to use any names, but I just want to make you aware of this quote-unquote advice. And I found out about it because someone sent in a comment and it said, I used the no contact rule. After 30 days, I texted him. So that's not the no contact rule. But apparently this quote-unquote expert is one of the people saying to contact your ex after 30 days. That's not the no contact rule. And she goes on to say, and after 2 text messages, it all stops there. Gee, what a surprise. Yeah, that's why the 30-day quote-unquote no contact rule doesn't work, because that's usually what happens. And she goes on to say, what should I do now? Is it finished, or do I still have a chance? 1 week has passed and still no response. Your guide says to send him another text. So that's when I knew something was up, because I don't have a guide. And I would rarely tell you to text your ex. It really depends on the situation, but there's no one-size-fits-all advice, obviously. But more often than not, you should not text your ex. And if I tell you to text your ex, it's going to be, if we're doing a coaching session, depending on the situation, because there's many variables, then I might say, yes, now you can. But more often than not, the answer is no, do not text your ex. And so she says, your guide says to send him another text. Yeah, so you texted him, after a few days it stopped, and now the guide says to text again? I mean, is this person really trying to help people get back their ex? Are they trying to just put the last nail in the coffin? Because why would you send, you're not supposed to be texting in the first place, and now you're sending yet another text after he stopped or she stops texting you? And she goes, but I don't want to scare him. What should I do? Well, thank God she had the foresight to realize that it probably wasn't a good idea to keep texting. So hopefully she didn't. So let me give you some examples of some of these text messages that I've heard about. So here's a message that they say that you should send as a first message. You haven't been talking for 30 days, and then out of the blue, you pop up with this message saying something like, I'm headed to Vail this weekend. Reminds me of that crazy ski trip we did. So if I'm the person that dumped you and I get this text, I'm like, okay, why are you telling me this? Great, you're going skiing. I don't want to think about the crazy ski trip we did. Of course, the idea is to stir up memories. Your ex doesn't need you to stir up their memories. Trust me, they remember. Unless, of course, they have amnesia, which I doubt. Here's another one. Hey, real quick, what's the name of that amazing restaurant with the lobster risotto we went to for your 28th birthday? Now, anyone with half a brain can see that this is just an attempt to communicate, because there's many ways that you can find out the name of that amazing restaurant. And so they're going to be able to see right through it. And if they didn't think you were lame before, they're going to think you're lame, even more lame now, because the implication is, oh, I'm going to dinner with someone else. Good, go to dinner with someone else. I don't want to know you if you're sending texts like this if I broke up with you. Now, interestingly enough, I actually did something like this without even knowing it, but I was already in contact with the ex, and there was this wine that we would drink when we were dating, and I totally forgot the name of the wine. I thought, you know what, that was pretty good tasting wine. Let me ask him. And so I asked, and so he goes, oh, are you having someone over? So he thought that I was asking because I wanted to get the wine, to drink with the new guy. No, it was just for me. Sorry, or not sorry. And so in that case, unwittingly, it kind of worked because he thought that there was someone else. But meanwhile, I just wanted the name of the wine for me. Okay, let's see, what other examples do I have here? Oh, hey, don't forget your mother's birthday's coming up next Monday. Wouldn't want you to get in trouble. Shut up. Oh my God. If your ex didn't think you were lame before, they certainly will after getting texts like this. Okay, here's one last one. I can't take this anymore. Hey, was thinking that you must be stressed for that big interview. Just want to let you know I'm thinking of you. I know you'll do great. So what do you think this is going to do? Do you really think this is going to get your ex back? The reason that no contact is so effective is because it's supposed to make them miss you and think that you are not going to try to get back with them. And it's supposed to cause them anxiety so that they will want to get back with you. If you start texting your ex, especially after 30 days, and especially if you're sending texts like this, they're going to be like, whew, thank God I dumped that guy or that girl because they're crazy with these texts. So please do not text your ex under any circumstance unless you are doing private coaching with me and I tell you that it's okay. But 90% of the time, I probably won't. Okay, so if you have any questions or comments about texting your ex or anything else, or if you want private coaching, you can contact me at my website, theartoflove.net. If you're listening to this on iTunes, I would appreciate if you would rate and review the podcast. If you're listening on YouTube, please subscribe. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.